All right, I want to get started today with a quick question. Is the pursuit of success keeping you from living for what matters the most? And this is a question I think we should all be asking ourselves often as men. One of the greatest temptations in life as a man is to place all your worth and all your validation in your work and in your success here on earth. It's honestly the easiest place to put your identity. It's one of the easiest places to place all your time, attention, and focus. It's what the world is constantly telling you that's going to bring you fulfillment, that's going to bring you that validation that you're seeking. And I've been going through a short series recently about the subtle distractions that the enemy is using to take a man's focus off of what really matters. And that's living in relationship with God and living for his purposes. And I believe that one of those subtle ways the enemy is distracting men today is by getting them to only be focused on worldly success. I want to start this off by saying, I love helping men chase down their dreams. I love setting big goals. I love having something to pursue. I love trying to help men be productive and efficient to do what they're passionate about. I think all those are great things. But anything, even if they're good things, that distract you from loving God and loving people and living on mission for the Lord, those things can end up being problems if you place them above those other things. So is your pursuit of success advancing the kingdom of God, or is it only advancing your kingdom? It's a good question to ask yourself. I actually heard somebody recently say, if all your prayers were answered, would the world be a better place or just yours? Wow, that's a great question, right? It's a great question to test our motives. And I would ask you the same question in your pursuit of success or in accomplishing your dreams. If you accomplish your goals, will the world be a better place or only your world? Is your world the only thing that's going to benefit if you accomplish your dreams, if you achieve success, if you accomplish your goals? And I think the enemy, he honestly would probably be totally fine giving you all the worldly success that you desire if it takes your focus away from living for God. If he can get you so consumed with worldly things that you lose sight of eternal things, he's finding a way to make you ineffective. You see, he oftentimes knows if he can't completely destroy your life or get you to turn your back on God completely, then he's just going to do what he can to make sure you're ineffective, that you're not having an impact on people, that you're not advancing God's kingdom. A man that's just focused on himself each day, it's not really that dangerous of a man. A man that's only seeking validation through material things or worldly success, it's not really that dangerous of a man. A dangerous man is somebody who gets up every day ready to live on mission for the Lord, to live for his kingdom and his purposes. A dangerous man to the enemy is somebody who's ready to be bold and courageous for the Lord and somebody who lives for others instead of just for themselves. When you get up every day and you intentionally focus your life on loving God and on loving people, you become a man that the enemy then has to start worrying about. But when you get up every day and you're focused on only building your kingdom and a name for yourself, then you're not really that big of a threat. And if you're a follower of God, if you're listening to this and you say, God is my number one priority in life, you have to remember that here on earth, it's your temporary home. You were made for eternity. Your permanent residence is not here on earth, it's in heaven. So when you define success, you have to keep that perspective in mind. You can't take anything with you from this life. And I think the only regrets that we're going to have when we get to heaven is that we didn't spend more time in our lives focused on God's purposes and impacting as many people as possible for the kingdom. I really think that's the only thing that we're going to care about when we actually get into God's presence and look back on our lives. And I lose sight of this all the time. I'm going to raise my hand first. I get sucked into advancing my kingdom all the time. I'm naturally pretty self-focused. A lot of us are as humans. I'm naturally going to spend a lot of my time worrying about myself and my problems. So I have to be intentional in actually refocusing my life on a daily basis on what's really going to outlast me and live for eternity. And here's a quick phrase that I've just been using on a consistent basis to keep myself focused on living for what matters the most. And that's to live for significance over success. Significance over success. You see, success is usually just about yourself, but significance is about others. I want to live a life of significance. I think one of the best ways to stay focused on what matters is to constantly be looking for ways that you can add more significance into your daily lives. One of my favorite exercises to do with guys that I work with is to have them identify ways they can add more significance to just their everyday activities. So what I mean by significance, again, is just How can you make your activities each day more about other people? How can you impact others while you just go through the activities that you have each and every day? So think about work. How can you inspire and encourage others during the day? In the next meeting that you have, how can you go into it with a mindset that you're going to be about other people and their success more than your own? How can you value the people that you come in contact with? Even at the gym, how can you tie that into making a difference in people's lives? You could be doing it to inspire your family to be healthy. You could be doing it to lead them well. You could be doing it to have more energy for your kids. You can be doing it to show other men how to take care of themselves. Or if you know that you don't have energy in life, that you're not going to impact as many people as you would like, so you go to the gym in order to have energy to do all the things you want to do. That's how you add more significance into each activity in your life. When you're setting goals, don't just set them for yourself. When you're done or in the process, ask yourself, how is this goal going to impact others? Again, will accomplishing your goals only benefit you, or is it going to benefit the kingdom and other people as well? And John Maxwell has a great definition of significance. He just says it's just making a difference with others wherever you are, with whatever you have, day by day. Just get up each day and focus on significance, and you're not going to fall into the distraction of living for your own kingdom and your own success as easily. Remember in the Bible, when a teacher of the law asked Jesus, he says, what's the greatest commandment? And Jesus says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, your mind, and your strength. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it, to love your neighbor as yourself. He says all the law and all the prophets hang on these two commandments. So if your pursuit of success and your pursuit of your dreams is taking you away from doing those two things on a consistent basis, then it might be a distraction in your life. And I know if I don't intentionally set my focus on loving God, loving people each and every day, I'm going to start living for myself. It takes intentionality. It takes being proactive. It takes setting your mind on those things. So my encouragement to you would be to take some time today and create your definition of success. What does success actually mean to you? How do you know if you're successful or not? You want to create your definition in light of eternity. You want to create your definition in light of those two commandments that Jesus gave us, to love God and to love people. You got to become solely focused on how God defines success. Become a dangerous man. Seek first the kingdom above all other things. Love God, love other people. Live for significance over success. So I hope today was encouraging. I hope it was thought-provoking. If you have a cool definition of success that you'd like to share, I'd love to hear it. Please leave it in the comments. And if this was helpful for you and you think it might benefit somebody else, please share it with them. But I'm just grateful to be here with you today. I believe in you. I know that you, just by being here, you're a man who wants to be all that God has called you to be. So I applaud you for investing your time into personal growth. I appreciate you, and go live a life you're proud of by living intentionally.